Hi, I'm Lea Heredia. I'm here to talk about Sally Zepeda's Instructional Supervision, Chapters 2 through 4. Chapter 2 focuses on introducing instructional supervision, the intents of instructional supervision, and the different styles of instructional supervision. The intents of instructional supervision promote the items that I have listed here, and the chapter wants to encourage face-to-face interaction and things like database decision making because they want the leader to be more focused on teacher growth and leading to improvement in teacher performance and greater student learning rather than overseeing a teacher's day-to-day practices. They want it to impact a teacher's day-to-day practices positively in student learning achievement. Instructional supervision gives you what it looks like at its best and its worst. Differentiated supervision talks about how we can give teachers options for supervisory and evaluative services that they receive, because too often it becomes the leader being an unequal partner in a teacher's instructional supervision. This goes into the different styles of differentiated supervision, whatever the teacher may need to be involved in, whether it be intensive, cooperative, or self-directed. Developmental supervision talks about the goal of the instructor wanting to increase teachers' capacity and being able to diagnose the conceptual level of teachers helps in determining the professional development that teacher needs. This is an overview of those supervisory styles and what kind of teachers would benefit most from those styles. The summary of Chapter 2 just talks about how supervising teachers and being an instructional supervisor can really impact the growth and development of the teachers that you work with. Chapter 3 focuses on, again, instructional supervision, but with teacher evaluation in mind, and the different types of evaluation, mainly focusing on formative and summative, and how those evaluation systems have improved and the influences that the federal and state levels have had on those. Because research indicates that most evaluation systems are failing teachers because they do not receive timely feedback or professional development aligned to their needs, leaders need to be very aware of the intents of their evaluation and the purposes of their evaluation in order to make sure that they are carrying out a relationship between the teacher and them, not just as an evaluator, but also as an instructional supervisor. This talks about formative and summative evaluation and the differences between the two, formative being more of a friendly critic or colleague trying to develop the skills of the teacher, whereas summative is more the end of the year culminating rating of teachers and uses a lot of data from multiple sources to give that teacher more or less a rating depending on their performance. This in Chapter 3 also goes into federal and state influences on teacher evaluation, how that's changed over time in the past 20 years, and where teacher evaluation systems are going to. They have been going towards value-added measures, which is pretty controversial because it relies mostly on student achievement, that being standardized test scores. And so therefore, we're, as a leadership and education group, taking into account how the possible value-added measures that Chapter 3 talks about can be areas that we need to be careful with, because we need to make sure that we're assessing teachers properly. Chapter 4 talks about professional development and how professional development has changed over time. It cannot no longer be about exposing teachers to a concept or providing basic knowledge. It needs to give teachers specific and individualized professional learning opportunities that give them an opportunity to grow and to change their practice over time. This talks about what teachers actually want from professional development and how we as leaders can support that, mainly through reform efforts like the PLC, and how we can provide feedbacks to groups of teachers at a time. And that's it for chapters 2 through 4. Thank you so much.